whatever. Good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Redstone LAPIS LAZULI. God, I made it again. I can't believe it. All right, here. Let's go. Let's rock. Let's rock. Rah! Okay. Rain. Yeah, it's raining. It's even raining here in wait, my RTX isn't working. My RTX isn't working. Anyways, it's raining even here in Salem, Oregon. Finally, it's been so long since we've had rain that I felt really bad. So I'm glad it's coming back and it's cooled down a lot. I'm wearing my bathrobe again. So here I'm trying to figure out a good way of doing a track switch. Now I try. Like here, this way, what I'm trying to do is do a pulse delay, where I would shoot this, and it would send a little. It'll just get delayed as the pulse. It will extend the pulse a little while to switch the track to whatever direction you want, and it kind of works all right, and then it switches back. So that one kind of works. And then I was gonna see if I can get it to work from this way as well, but it's not really working. It doesn't really work that well. So I gotta figure it out again. But the problem is, if I get too complicated and crazy with it, I have to reproduce it like five times at least to make stops around the whole island. Because I finished it, right? I finished the loop. I got the loop on. I just got to get the I got the loop going. It's this one, I think. So I can now just sit back and chill. It's gonna go the wrong way. No, that's okay. I can just sit back and chill now and relax. As the train takes me on a nice automated tour of the island, I don't have to do anything. I can kick back and let the content create itself. I love it. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's kind of neat. I finished my little rail line here around the island. And refund the community. And yeah. So that took a while. I mean, it didn't take that long. I mean, come on, I'm doing it in creative now. So now it's kind of like no problem. Now I have to work out how to make T intersections where I can like switch the track while still being in the cart and not stopping. Because that's what sucks is when you have to pause everything just to make a decision. I'd rather keep flowing and make the decision in the moment and then have everything keep going. But yeah, and then look at all this potential I had to like keep working on stuff, keep building stuff. Had I not accidentally put it into creative mode. But that's okay, right? I was playing by myself anyway, so it didn't really matter. And I wouldn't have gotten this stuff done anyways if I was in survival mode, because it was just too much. I mean, I could have made, I guess, content out of it, the entire thing, but then I couldn't be talking about cool stuff going on in this historic moment in the United States and the world. We have so much of it. There's so much to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is this interesting exchange, because like right now in the United States, it's election season. It's election time. Everyone's doing their election thing, and every individual state has their own elections going on. And in Oklahoma, they are voting for a new governor. And there was a debate between the Democratic candidate and the Republican governor who's like in office right now. So the Republican is the current person in office, and there's a Democratic challenger. And let's see. And the Democratic challenger was talking. It was her turn to talk, right? It was her turn. It was her time for the mic. And she made a really good point. She made a statement of fact. And as she was making her statement of fact, she was interrupted multiple times by the Republican. The Republican kept interrupting her as she was talking during her time, stating a fact. Like, it was as if he did not want her to make the fact known. Why? Why would you try to hide a fact of what's going on? Why would you try to do that? So let's look at it, right? It's one thing for me to describe it. You have to watch it.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the facts.
Yes.
The fact is, the rates of violent crime are higher in Oklahoma under your watch.
She didn't even finish, and he interrupted to say it's not true. Let's go back over that to see exactly what she said when he said that's not true.
Higher in Oklahoma. The rates of violent crime.
The rates of violent crime
are higher in
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma under your.
Okay, so he said that's not true. The rates of that's at that moment when he interrupted, she had said the rates of violent crime in Oklahoma. The rates of violent crime are higher in Oklahoma, and he said that's not true. Well, let me see. I don't know. I didn't even think about that until just this moment. Violent crime in Oklahoma trend. Images. Let's see. What do I got here? The mess. Is this where is this? Where is this? The Ardomurator? I don't know what that is. Is that Oklahoma? Here, I saw. It's just one graph. I'm trying to find it. Oklahoma. Here, let me try Google. Google.com. Okay. Oklahoma State. Violent crime trend. Well, there's a report, but I need visuals. I don't have time to like analyze reports. Oh, okay. I will use that one from the Oklahoman. You can't see that. So hold on. Let me do something else first. Let me go like that. Make this guy smaller. And what if I double click it now? Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. So she had said at the moment that he interrupted, she had said that the rates in violent crime in Oklahoma are higher. He said that's not true. Well, let's look. Oh, look, it is true. That Republican governor was lying. He interrupted to lie. This Republican governor, what was his name? Like Kevin Stitt. Eat shit, Kevin Stitt. Eat shit, Kevin Stitt. You interrupted to lie. You interrupted to lie. The rates of violent crime are higher and have been rising in Oklahoma under your watch. Because you're a filthy liar, Kevin Stitt. Wow, what a piece of shit, Kevin Stitt. What a piece of shit. I can't believe that. All right, so let's continue. Oh, what's going on? All right, here. Let's continue, right? Okay. Where am I at? I lost it. It's right there. Okay.
Your watch, then in New York.
So first of all, he already told one lie. He interrupted to tell a lie. The rates of violent crime in Oklahoma are higher. It is true. It is true. So he's lying. Okay. Now let her continue.
In California. That's a fact.
Okay. So then she said the whole thing is that she said the rates of violent crime are higher in Oklahoma than in New York, or California. Well, we already know that the rates of violent crime in Oklahoma are higher than in the U.S. in general, and he lied about that. But let's check out this other stuff. Let's hear it back from the beginning without me talking.
So let's talk about the facts. The fact is, the rates of violent crime are higher in Oklahoma under your watch than in New York and California. That's a fact.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's look at the facts. So there's a map, crime rate map. Oh, wait. I gotta kill the other one first. Okay. Where'd it go, dude? I'm losing everything. It's over there. Why is it over here? Okay. Kill that. Pull you back up here. You're gonna go in that corner there. You stay over here. Okay. So we got a little... damn it. So hard to manage all these things all at once. Okay, this is a quickie visual map of the United States and their general like crime rates per people. You see at the bottom there's like the color map of the per people going through right here, right? All right, so you got the high ones over here, but look at yellow. It's not even on the scale. It's not even on the scale. It's so bad in Oklahoma. This guy is lying. So clearly, Oklahoma is lower than California or New York. Where's New York? New York. Where are you, New York? Right there. What? All right. So clearly, that's wrong, right? All right. Let's check another figure. Here's Oklahoma non-violent crime rate, and it's way up there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're number 6. And California and Oregon, or California is where? Oh, here, let me move this over to here. So wait, there's California right there, and here's New York down here, and Oklahoma. Where's Oklahoma? Way up there. So that part's wrong. All right. Here's a non-violent crime rate, I guess. Oklahoma's right. Oklahoma's right there. And then California's right there. And New York. New York is down here, down low, dude. So, yeah, non-violent crime rate. Crime rate. Violent crime rate. Oklahoma's way up here. California, where's California? Right there. And where's New York? So Oklahoma, there's California, and here's New York. This guy's lying. This guy's full of shit.
Well, we'll have that fact checked by the Frontier Superintendent.
It's all
true. It's all true. You can I just fact checked it for you. I fact checked it for you. It's true.
So a fact that medical marijuana.
Wait, he's gonna interrupt again. He's gonna interrupt to express his disbelief at facts.
Do you believe we have higher crime than New York or California? That's what she just said.
Yeah, she told the truth, and you're a dumbass. Under your watch, things got worse. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God! Under the Republican, things got worse. Isn't that amazing? Can't you believe what she just said? Under his watch, things got worse, and it's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Safety and security.
Yeah, things got worse under the Republican. Yeah. What a dumbass.
Is my top priority, and it will be as governor.
Look at this guy. He's a dumbass. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at him. He's a dumbass. He's just stupid. Things got worse under your watch. Yeah. Wow, man, what a moron. I hope that guy loses his election. Eat shit, Kevin Stitt. God, what a moron. He interrupted her just to be a moron. Like, it's not bad enough that he was a moron, but he interrupted someone to do it, to demonstrate to the world. And it's recorded forever. Damn, dude. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Okay. What else do we got going on? Man, I've got nothing but, like, terrible things. I should just go through all the terrible stuff just to get it done with. Yeah, here, crime statistics. That's where I got a lot of the information from. It's not even fitting. There, yeah. Crime rates by state. Overall, 6, it's like right there. The guy is a dumbass. I can't get over how bad he was. Like, if he wins the Oklahoma election, I don't know what to say. Elon Musk associates with Nazis. So, as you know, who's this guy? Kanye West has been talking all sorts of anti-Semitic Nazi stuff. All sorts of Nazi stuff. And he got, like, censured by Twitter. So, in response, he's trying to buy a right-wing chat, a right-wing message board that has its servers in Russia. That's what Kanye West is doing. So Elon Musk tweeted that he's going to merge with this anti-Semitic because he's getting Twitter. He wants to remember, Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter because Twitter, like, doesn't validate Elon Musk's stupid ideas. So he's going to buy it to force Twitter to like basically let right-wing trolls destroy the site. So he's merging with an anti-Semite. Like, why would you do that unless you too were an anti-Semite? So, and here's another example, right? Of Elon Musk. He's the one who's broadcasting this, not me. It's Elon Musk. He's the one broadcasting himself with a traitor and an anti-Semite. He's teaming up. Birds of a feather flock together. So he's teaming up with these bad guys to wreck things. And yeah, Elon Musk is carrying water for Vladimir Putin. So what does Vladimir Putin want? Oh yeah, so this guy is the director of okay, so this Russian media monitor is watching the Russian media to see what the Russians are telling their people. And this guy is the director of the Russian media station. And he's telling people that there were stories that Russian troops were given Viagra so they could just rape Ukrainian women when they invaded. And this guy is saying that Ukrainian grandmothers would give their life savings to get raped by a Russian soldier. Do you see what I mean? To get raped by Russian soldiers. This guy, I mean, like, this is what they're telling their people about Ukraine. They're Nazis. Check it out. He wants to drown the Ukrainian children to get rid of them. So, yeah, Ukraine's full of Nazis. Man, this is all, like, broken. I don't feel like talking about, like, shit anymore. I'm so done with it. This is a graphic I found that explains the Oath Keeper conspiracy. So, as you know, the Department of Justice is putting people on trial for January 6th. So, Stuart Rhodes, these guys were in, like, the leadership of the Oath Keepers, and then they had an organization of the leadership and different groups, Stack 1, Stack 2, and Quick Reaction Force. And then this thing here tells you which group which person belongs to which group, and they overlap. So you can see how it gets really, really, really complicated. How it's really, really difficult to like tease out what's going on here, especially when nobody up here is cooperating, right? These guys are trying to overthrow the United States. They had a plan, they had a conspiracy, they had an organization to carry out their plan. Like, it's up to the United States Justice Department to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, and these guys aren't helping. So, but what they got so far is this organizational chart. This just goes to show that, yes, there was a very concerted effort to overthrow the government on January 6th. And it's ongoing, the prosecution of these people. Hopefully, if these guys would have flipped, it would have been a lot easier, but they're still going to go down because they have all the communications of everybody. So they can say, what do you believe about this? And the person will, or what do you say about this? The person will lie and deny it and then you have the comms from everyone else that prove that this person's lying. So the person's like, they're all toast. They're all toast. Sigh. Damn it, did I not say, oh, there it is. All right, so this graphic shows you the voters who are open to candidates who reject the 2020 election results. As you know, part of the coup, part of the attempt to overthrow American democracy, it happened on multiple levels. You know, they tried to kill Mike Pence. They tried to kill Nancy Pelosi. They tried to stop the certification of the votes. They tried to inject a fake slate of electors into the system to infiltrate. They tried to call Georgia to look for new votes for them to flip the votes. They called other states to pressure them into delaying their thing. They tried all sorts of stuff. They tried to sue in courts, and that all failed. But after all of that nonsense, a huge, like 60%, 70% of Republicans are still open to voting for a candidate who wants to overthrow the American government. They're still on board with overthrowing the American government. So the coup is still ongoing, the coup attempt. Republicans are still trying to overthrow the government. 70% of them are on board with electing a person who doesn't believe in elections. It kind of like, it's like, yes, I want this to be my last election. That's the kind of vote they're making. If you vote for Republican, you're voting for this to be your last election. And you would think, how is it that Republicans are so eager to vote away their right to vote? What makes Republican voters so eager to give away their rights? And the answer is where they get their information. They get their information, let's see, gender, let's see. What single news source do you turn to most often? And of all registered voters, only 17% go to Fox News. But when you identify as Republican, 40% of Republicans get their news from Fox News only. And Fox News, as you know, is just a bunch of propaganda, right-wing Nazi propaganda. So the reason why so many Republicans are eager to vote away their right to vote is because they all get their information from a fascist news network. So if you really are serious about eradicating Nazis in the United States, you need to get rid of that thing which makes new Nazis, which is Fox News. Because it just lies to people, and it brainwashes them, and it radicalizes them, and it turns them into extremists. How do I know Fox News turns people into extremists? Well, let's look at what's happening in Nevada. I don't want to, let's see. Robert Beadles is a California guy. He's a rich California tech bro. He made a bunch of money in California on crypto. And then in 2019, he's like, oh, I made a bunch of money in crypto, and I'm a Nazi, and I want to overthrow the government, but I can't do it in California. I have to go to a state where there's a better chance where I can overthrow the government. And he looked around and he's like, oh, look, Nevada's not nearly as strong as California. I'll go to Nevada to fuck up Nevada. So Robert Beadleys took all his crypto cash and his tech bro knowledge, and he went to Nevada to fuck up Nevada. That was his goal. Robert Beadleys is a Californian who moved to Nevada to fuck up Nevada and change it to make it look like what Robert Beadleys wants. Not what Nevada is. He's not there to like just live in Nevada and become a Nevadan. No, he's a Californian who came to Nevada to fuck up Nevada. Look at what he did. That guy's a fucking Nazi. This dude is a Nazi. That's what a Nazi looks like. That guy's from Robert Beadleys is a Nazi from California who came to Nevada to fuck up Nevada. That's his only goal. Fuck up Nevada. Robert Beadleys wants to fuck up Nevada. That's his goal. What did he do? Well, he moved to Nevada, to Reno in 2019. After starting several companies in California and getting into the rush to capitalize on the rise of cryptocurrency. All that cryptocurrency crashed. So dude's bumming right now. So he's got a big fat home, and he bought a bunch of stuff in Truckee Meadows, and he went and bought just a whole bunch of homes in the region. You want to know why home prices are so expensive? Because rich assholes like this buy them and drive up the price. Robert Beadleys is a bad guy. He's a Nazi. So he moved to Nevada in 2019 just to fuck up Nevada. He's buying up homes to drive up the real estate prices. And then look, he is at the center of all the recall efforts to fuck up Nevada's electoral process. He's the one who, he's part of a fascist movement that's seeking to upend politics one county at a time. He works with, let's see, let me move this out over here more. He also touted these efforts during an October appearance on War Room, a podcast hosted by Steve Bannon, the fascist, and the once political strategist and ally of former President Donald Trump. Fascist. The dude's a fascist. Robert Beadleys, dude, Beatles guy, this Beatles guy is a Nazi. He's a Nazi who moved to Nevada to fuck up Nevada. So he's the guy who led 2 recall efforts against prominent local politicians. A guy from California moved in and started like recalling a bunch of local politicians, Nevada politicians. A guy from California moved into Nevada and started recalling all the Nevadans to get him out. One California transplant, Robert Beadleys. The intimidation and harassment Spicla faced is not an isolated incident, but part of a larger nationwide efforts by election deniers like Beadleys. There's 44 counties in a total 15 states where local officials have faced efforts, all fueled by false theories of voter fraud, to change the rules on voting. Including Spicla's resignation, 10 out of the 17 Nevada counties have seen their top election officials resign, retire, or decline to seek re-election since the 2020 vote, which the state government calls a drastic exodus. And 4 of those elected officials cite harassment and sustained efforts to challenge election results by people like this Robert Beadleys guy. Right? Robert Beadleys moved to Nevada to harass Nevadans and to mess up Nevada's voting, to get rid of get rid of democracy, because Robert Beatles doesn't believe in democracy. He's a rich guy. He believes only the rich should have freedom. That's why he's going to destroy democracy. And he couldn't do it in California. California was too strong. So he moved to Nevada and tried to destroy Nevada's election and Nevada's democracy. Yeah, a Nevada voting registrar was driven to quit her post following a campaign led by a right-wing election denier. Her story is a microcosm for Trump supporters' nationwide efforts to replace county government leaders with election conspiracy theorists. A new Reuters investigation report details the relentless efforts of Robert Beatles, a businessman and pro-Trump conspiracy theorist who says he has evidence of widespread... No, he doesn't. He just has a lot of money and he wants to fuck up Nevada. That's all he wants to do. So but the thing is that it's not an isolated incident. The problem is they're also doing it in Arizona. In Arizona, though, instead of harassing in addition to harassing election workers, what they're doing in Arizona is they're physically going to the drop boxes with guns. They're physically going to the drop boxes where people drop off their ballots, and they have guns. They want to scare away any non-white people from voting. That's why they're there. They're camping out to scare away any non-white voters or any Democratic voters. That's why they're there. That's Jim Crow shit. That's Jim Crow racist shit. But that's what Republicans want to do. That Robert Beatles guy is involved in this thing. It's all connected, dude. Putin, Robert Beatles, and these Nazis right here, all connected. They're all the same thing. They're all Nazis. But that's here again. Look at another time over here. They're trying again. This dude again was trying to do it, and the police came to. So this woman was videotaping this guy harassing people.
I'm just sitting here. I'm not even communicating.
So these guys, the guy right here is a Nazi. The guy on the right's a Nazi. He has a gun. The guy's got a gun. He came here strapped, and he's at the drop box where you put off the ballots. He wants to make sure that no non-white people vote. That's why he's there, to stop non-white people from voting. Because he's a racist. Because he's anti-democratic. Because he's a Nazi. They're all connected. Do you see how they're all connected? This guy's ancestors are Klan members. That's what they're all about. That's what it's all about. That's what they're about. Robert Beatles is a Klan member. He's a white supremacist. He's in league with Putin to overthrow American democracy. It's all connected. I don't know how to make it any more clear. I've been been going crazy for years trying to explain to you people, to anyone, that Republicans are Nazis and they're trying to overthrow our government and our country. They're trying to overthrow democracy and install white supremacy. I've been trying to explain it to you, and it's so clear. Look at this. This guy's showing up to stop people from voting, and he's got a gun.
I'm not saying anything.
And this woman is just recording him, and he's trying to intimidate her to leave.
I'm just sitting here. I'm not even communicating with them. I'm sitting right here.
That dude's a Nazi.
Get away from each other? Can we do that?
He walked over to her to intimidate her and make her leave, because he doesn't want to be recorded being a Nazi.
So can we try to do that?
I'm just sitting here. I'm not even communicating with him.
So, now he's saying it's our space. So that guy is trying to exert a zone of control. That's the whole point, right? He said this is our space. He's trying to exert a zone of control around the ballot box so only white voters can vote. That's why he has a gun, exerting a zone of control. And she's disputing his zone of control by just being there. The same way that China is trying to exert a zone of control in the South China Seas, and the United States is like, no, we're just going to keep sailing through because it's not really yours, China. So she's doing this. So in this instance, the Nazi who is trying to exert a zone of control around the ballot box and control who gets to put a ballot in. And he's got a gun. He wants to use force. And the woman is acting like the U.S. Navy, and she's just doing her right of pass, free movement. He doesn't control that area. He can't dictate whether she can sit there or not. He's trying to, but she's like, no, I can do it. I'm free. It's my freedom. But he's trying to intimidate her to get her to leave. Oh, this is a perfect example of U.S.-China relationships. That's perfect example.
My girlfriend's car? I understand. It's her car.
I don't think this is designated really any individual. I'm sitting right here.
It's public. The piece. It's not about who's
I'm not even communicating with them.
It looks like you guys are antagonizing each other.
No, he's putting that in my face. I'm sitting down. He's with a gun standing over top of me. I'm sitting down.
He's got a gun too? Are you intimidated?
So he pointed to the sheriff and said, well, the sheriff has a gun too. Like, what a Nazi. That guy's a Nazi. See, you can tell he's a Nazi. He's just brainwashed. He's a Nazi. And he doesn't want any non-white voters voting. That's why he's got a gun, to scare away people who are not like Nazis like him. That's his whole point.
By him? Guys, can we just get away from each other? Is that possible?
We were away from you. You approached us. We're sitting here talking.
It's a very big parking lot. Is there any chance one of you can go hang out on that side of the parking lot?
We were here. We've been here for a couple hours, so
I'm not even communicating with them.
So they've been there a couple hours to make sure non-white voters don't vote with a gun. They got a gun to enforce it.
Wherever they came from. They just hopped out of wherever.
I'm not even communicating.
This woman's a hero for sitting there and observing. She's a hero. She's awesome.
Of our life.
I didn't listen, but he's sticking it in my face. I'm sitting down, honey.
Well, you can sit down somewhere else. Go find another spot.
Hey, guys, we just want the peace to be kept and nobody antagonizing each other. That's all, okay?
We are defending ourselves.
I understand that. But it started looking like you guys are getting in each other's personal space.
In my space, I'm sitting. How could I get in somebody's space when I'm sitting?
Each other. We just don't want it to escalate. That's all.
Was I sitting down? I got into his space.
That's all we want. Make sure everybody is peaceful.
We were peaceful. We were just sitting here until this freaking psychopath over here.
I'm not going to act in violence.
I appreciate that. That's all we want.
Isn't it weird how they can wear a mask now?
All we want to do is keep the traces.
He's like, I can wear a mask when I'm making sure no non-white people vote, but I can't wear a mask to make sure that people don't get sick around me. Yeah. So you can see clearly that Trumpists are Nazis who are antagonistic toward democracy. How can they stay in our country if they don't believe in democracy? I mean, look at them, right? They tell you themselves they would rather be on Team Putin than for democracy. They would rather be with a genocidal maniac than with democracy. Okay, imperialists, I understand your ancestors, right? Your ancestors were enslavers, and you too are enslavers. I get it. Sure, you would rather be enslavers than Americans. Okay, I got it. This lady too, her ancestors were enslavers. She's like, yeah, I would love to enslave people again. She's all about slavery. So, yeah. Republicans are Nazis. The Republican Party is the party of white supremacy. If you belong to the Republican Party, that makes you a Nazi. If you vote for Republicans, that makes you a Nazi. Right? It's just logical. If the Republican Party is the party of white supremacy and you vote for the Republican Party, you're voting for white supremacy, that makes you a white supremacist. So, everyone's talking about how the Democrats passed the Inflation Reduction Act. The Inflation Reduction Act. and everyone's all rah, 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 rah. But you know how I get a good view of legislation is I put a little bit of distance between me and the legislation. And in this instance, I put a whole ocean between me and the legislation. If you look at the Inflation Reduction Act, if you look at the Inflation Reduction Act from the perspective of the French, this is what they're saying. They're saying it is too generous. The Democrats are too generous. The Democrats, because remember, no Republican voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, so this is only the Democrats. The Democrats passed a bill that helps the American economy too much, according to the French. The French are like, Democrats, what are you doing? You are going to subsidize your own green economy up to 80%. The French are like, what are you doing, Democrats? Why are you subsidizing the green economy up to 80%? How is France supposed to compete with America? Like, there's no way France can get into the American market now that Democrats have given the American producers such a benefit. Like, I know the Republicans wanted to block it. The Republicans wanted to let France and other nations into the American market and to compete against American producers. You can't let American producers. Republicans don't believe American producers should have any kind of benefit whatsoever for the domestic market. If a Chinese competitor can make a cheaper product than an American producer, Republicans are all about it. They love it. But Democrats are like, no, I think we need to give a jump start to the green economy. And so the way the Democrats want to give a jump start to the green economy is they want to give subsidies to producers in the United States of green components. And Democrats like, no, or not, Republicans like, no, don't help American economy. What are you doing? So Republicans all voted against it, said, no, we do not agree with subsidizing U.S. businesses. So Republicans left. Democrats were alone in giving benefits to U.S. industries. So the French are like, Democrats, look at the giant benefits you gave U.S. businesses. How are we going to compete? Come on, Republicans, help us out here. During a parliament debate, French Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire criticized the U.S. for selling liquefied natural gas to European companies at 4 times the prices at which it sells domestically. So the Democrats are really, really being business cutthroat with our allies, and it's pretty rough for France, because they're like, man, we just got our Russian gas cut off, and now the Americans are selling us gas, but they're selling it to us at such an expensive price. So remember, Republicans were against this. Republicans were like, no, we don't want to do this. It was up to the Democrats to be cutthroat business. So yeah, this election is an election on whether or not the United States can fully support Ukraine, because we have to understand that the Ukrainian struggle is also the American struggle, because it's a struggle for democracy, and we have to show that democracy is the best system in the world, because it is. Who wants to live under authoritarianism? That's no good. And who wants to live under a system that Putin has? Obviously, that's no good. So yes, we should help Ukraine in its struggle for liberation. But the Republicans are de facto allied with Putin. Republicans are on the same side as Russia. So if you look at the House leader, Kevin McCarthy, he wants to abandon Ukraine. Remember, Trump wanted to get rid of Ukraine. Trump extorted Ukraine and said, no, Ukraine, I am not going to give you any weapons unless you announce a bogus investigation into Joe Biden. And Ukraine wouldn't do it. And why did Donald Trump extort Ukraine? Because it would help Putin. Remember, Putin wanted to take over Ukraine bloodlessly with a coup. Putin wanted to use corruption to install people inside of Ukraine to take it over from the inside. And Donald Trump was going to help by weakening Zelensky and by weakening NATO. But Donald Trump got kicked out of office. And Biden is pro-NATO, pro-democracy. And so he allowed the aid to flow to Ukraine, which allowed Ukraine to resist the Ukrainian corruption. And so since Putin could not take Ukraine through a coup, he was forced to go through the military. And that obviously is failing. It's failing because the United States is providing aid to Ukraine. But Kevin McCarthy understands that the United States aid to Ukraine is what stops Putin from winning. So Kevin McCarthy, in order to help Putin, will stop the U.S. from helping Ukraine. Kevin McCarthy will join with Putin to make sure that Ukraine is taken over by Russia. And he even said so, right? McCarthy previewed that any request for more Ukraine aid would be more difficult in a House GOP majority. This is something we've sensed from our conversations with rank-and-file Republicans during the last few months. The United States has already spent more than $60 billion on economic and military aid since the Russian invasion of Ukraine in late February. Funding that has gotten big bipartisan majorities in both chambers. $60 billion is about, like what? 10%? Not less than 10% of the Pentagon, or 1 year of the Pentagon budget. For less than 10% of 1 year of the Pentagon budget, we have destroyed the Russian military, Russian army. The Russian army is obliterated. They can't do anything. They can't do anything. The Russian army is destroyed. For less than 10% of the yearly Pentagon budget. Less than 10%. What an amazing investment by the United States. That's like the best investment ever. What did it cost us to go to Iraq and Afghanistan? And what did we get for it? Nothing. And it cost us trillions of dollars. We got nothing for it, and it cost us trillions. And look at what we get for Ukraine. We spend hardly a tiny little bit helping Ukraine, and we've destroyed the Russian military. That's pretty good, but that makes the GOP angry. That's why they're saying if we get power, we are going to stop that. We want the Russian military to recover, and we will stop sending aid to Ukraine so that Putin can attack Ukraine better. So you have to understand, Republicans are firmly in the side of Russia. Republicans are totally on Team Russia. Donald Trump is with Putin and with Kim Jong-un. So Donald Trump is totally on the side of the dictators. Republicans are on the side of the dictators. Clearly, yes. And remember, what do even the Russians are counting on the Republicans to take control in November. They're losing the war in Ukraine. The Russians are losing their invasion. They're getting pushed back bit by bit. Their only hope is that Republicans take control in November and they could stop the U.S. assistance to Ukraine. At that point, then Russia has a chance to defeat Ukraine. So Russia, Putin, and Republicans are together. They're together. Putin and Republicans are together. So when you vote, a vote for Republican is a vote for Russia. Let's look at the House votes. Can you even see that? There was 28 million. Okay, yeah. So there was a vote. The United States had a shortage of baby formula. So the United States the House passed a law to give $28 million to buy emergency formula to give out to Americans, right? Democrats voted, 219 voted for yes, and 192 Republicans voted for no. So Republicans were against baby formula. Then the House voted for veterans benefits. The House voted for veteran benefits for veterans. 222 Democrats voted yes for benefits for veterans, and 174 Republicans voted no benefits for veterans. Okay. Lowering the cost of insulin. So 220 Democrats voted to cap the cost of insulin to $35. And 193 Republicans voted no, we do not want to cap. We don't cap insulin at $35. Don't cap insulin. Don't cap it. Don't cap the cost. No, that was Republicans. Okay. So oil and price gouging. Democrats 217 stop oil and price gouging. Republicans all voted to keep oil and price gouging. The infrastructure plan. 100. I can't read that. I can't read these. I can't. Yeah, no. I can't read them. Anyways, Republicans are a pro-Putin party, a pro-Russia party. So when you vote, when you make your vote this election cycle, remember, R, Republican, stands for Russia. That's what you're voting on. Oh yeah, of course, abortion, right? I don't want to forget abortion. Republicans are all about abortion, are all about controlling women. They want to ban abortion all over the country, and that banning of abortion causes a lot of collateral damage. Women aren't able to get their medication, the medication they need for health, because a side effect of that medication is that possibly it could induce abortions. So just because the side effect could induce abortions, women can't get their medication. Little girls who are 10 years old who get raped by bad men, little girls who get raped by bad men at 10 years old, they are no longer able to get abortions because of Republicans. Republicans want 10-year-olds to carry the baby of their rapists, because that's what Republicans are all about. Republicans don't actually love women. Republicans look at women as baby-making factories, and they want to make the Republicans want women to create more white babies to make more white babies, because they're racists, they're white supremacists. So all over the country, under states under Republican control, are attacking women and attacking their health and making them into second-class citizens again. So that's on the ballot too. Every vote for Republican is a vote to take away rights from women. Also, what's going on is that transgendered people are getting attacked all over the place by Republicans. For some reason, Republicans want to pretend that transgendered people don't exist, which is totally foolish. It's crazy. Of course transgendered people exist. They're great. They're amazing. They're wonderful people. And they're just another facet, another example of the amazing diversity amazing diversity and beauty of human expression. Transgendered people are wonderful, and they must be protected from Nazis who want to do them harm. I love transgendered people, but they're under attack from Republicans who are Nazi white supremacists. So remember, like, this vote is pretty significant. Every vote's been significant so far, but this one feels particularly significant because, like, it's so clear now that the Republican Party is the party of white supremacy and evil. It's just so clear. It's just so clear. I mean, I've been doing the show for years to educate people about what's been going on, and to give people the information they need to make good choices. And that's all I can do, right? I can't make the choice for you. That's up to you. But I can make sure that you have the information you need in order to make a good choice. So please, please make sure you vote. I've already dropped off my ballot. I'm already good to go. All right. Until next time, Pagonkar out. Peace. Stop.